We are live. Oh, here we go. Ooh. It has been some time since I've been live. Bum 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 bum. I don't have none of my stuff up here. Holy. Your account's not on. Your account. I don't see it. I don't see it. It says it is. Oh, that's because the camera's up top. There we go. Still not up. There it is. There's the chat box. Okay, there we go. Alright. It has been some time since I've been on stream. Holy. It's been a little bit of time. Let me post in the Discord. Give me a second. Posting. Stream. I need to start streaming on my TikTok too. My TikTok has a decent amount of followers on it. I need to start streaming on it. I think I'm gonna start doing it. Maybe start next week. Greetings and salutations. It has been some time since I've been on stream. Okay? I'm sorry. My interest in this series has been very spotty. Like, in great Tower of God fashion, sometimes we have really good times where it's like a month or two of fire shit, and then there's like a time where there's a downtime. And for me, we were kind of in that downtime. Last week was a bit better, and I thought I was going to get around to streaming last week, but I just couldn't find the time. But I would say between, what is it now, August and September and half of October, we've had very mediocre shit to pay attention to. I mean, the crown game was a joke. I mean, it was a joke. It really wasn't about the crown. It lasted way too long. It wasn't as good of a crown. It's like if we're comparing crown games, right? We're comparing Tower of God, the original crown game from the original story, to this crown game, leaps and bounds. It's not even close. The original crown game was so much hype, so much intensity, reveals, like all that. Not even close, bro. Not even close. So I was disappointed by that, and it left a bad taste. And then everything else following it up was like, okay, there were obviously you're stomping on the teachers, where it was like, we expected this, but it wasn't it. Okay, so I apologize for my lack of energy and interest in the series for those who are enjoying it, because I know there are some who are okay with it and who are enjoying it. I have tuned into Bonehead stream earlier this weekend. He seems to really enjoy what's going on. I'm not the same as him. Okay, I'm sorry. I wish I could see the positivity in look for the better things in stories, but often the problems like leap out to me, like what I don't like versus what I do like. If I don't complain about it, I like it. But with this, the Crown Game was just wasn't it for me. So it is unfortunate. Yeah, it is unfortunate, but it is what it is. But starting from last week's stuff was really good. We finally got some like real action, I can say, and with more characters that are more interesting. So, not to say that Yurik's not interesting, but obviously seeing young Arsenio, who's that they're in their data floor clothing. So young Arsenio and young Macheni get into a battle with, an angel and the floor boss. Yeah, like that's more interesting. Like that's more okay. Like who doesn't? I'm not a big Macheni fan, like as some of you know, but Young Macheni, I did love Young Macheni. Like was great. It's the older Macheni I don't really care for, but the younger Macheni and Arsenio is probably like in my top 5, like top 10 favorite characters. Like I love Arsenio. I can't believe I forgot when I made my top 10 favorite characters list. I forgot about Arsenio. I completely forgot about Arsenio. He's one of my favorite characters, but I forgot about him and adding him to that list. The fandom's in disarray. What do you mean, disarray? Because I mean, granted, this week's chapter and last week's chapter were a lot better, but August September was really mid. Like it was absolutely mid. Or on the scaling side, that's honestly that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Um, I can see why. I can see why. I can see why there's discourse, and but discourse is good for a series that has been pretty mid for the past 2 months. Discourse right now is good because it gives us something to talk about that's way more interesting than watching Yorick stomp on people. So I'm okay with it. Now, yeah, last week's chapter pretty decent. I loved Mago's involvement of flipping the whole scenario. Macheni had that princess cocky attitude to her that all princesses have. Like, oh, she's a ranker and she thinks she can take a high ranker, which I thought was insane. Like, it don't matter who helping you, bro. Like, you can never assume that you're going to beat a high ranker. And even if, like, because some people say, like, she defeated him, I still don't think Asa would have went down, even with whatever her and the, what was the guy's name? Spallman or something men. I forgot the guy's name with the spirits of the heart. It was cool, but like I don't think he would have went down. Like I don't think Asa would have went down. We saw Asa lift the island. Okay, I don't think he would have went down. But like have not seen this much discussed in the forum since Yorick versus Lust. Seriously, and I get why. I get why. Nah, you good, man. I didn't care for a series from the beginning. I'm only here because of you and Nay. Appreciate you, Sleepy. Yeah, the series. Yeah. Give me one sec. Seeing my frames drop. I want to make sure we're good here. Okay, we're good. All right. Yeah. So now with this week's chapter, Eduan is pulling up. Okay, it doesn't get better than this. Like you couldn't ask for better than a family hit pulling up. You couldn't ask for better better than that. Like, you're talking about, oh, if CU's paying attention to the fandom, and it's like the interest in the fandom in this series is low, hit the panic button. Family head. Just hit the panic button. Family head. That's the panic button. Like, now, granted, we know CU mostly plans most of his stories out, so that's not it. But I'm just saying, that's what it feels like right now. Oh, the story is born. Family head. Like, that's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do to get everybody hyped to continue reading. That's all it takes. So, yeah, that's the only reason I'm really on stream, because it's just like, oh, Edjuan is pulling up. He is actually showing up. Like, I made that, prediction last week, and there was, I forget, somebody posted it in the Discord a couple months ago. Somebody posted a TikTok from some guy on the TikTok who said that Mago's spear was Edjuan's spear, and it got met with a lot of criticism, and I was one of those people too who said that it wasn't the timelines didn't make sense. As we can see, we don't really know what the timelines are like, especially since Machini and Arsenio popped up at this age. We really don't know where the timelines are at all, and I can admit that I was completely wrong. I'm only went with the evidence that CU gave us, but when we saw Machini and Arsenio for the first time was the first time I was like, okay, I really don't know what the timeline is like anymore. Like, that did not make sense to me. So that's when I walked back the talk and the theory about Edjuan possibly pulling up. And then last week with Machini and Arsenio losing, it made complete sense to me. These are the only two kids that are figureheads and important in the Kun structure that we currently know about in the Tower of God universe. Like, these two are the most important. Arsenio and Machini. Those are Edjuan's cream of the crop kids that we know about. So, obviously Maria, but we don't know her. Like, we know Arsenio and Machini. We've seen them for years. So, to me, it was just like, we know what they're going to be in the future, right? So, for them to, like, lose or get mopped here, like, because the only choice for them here was kind of, like, death to me. So, it was just like, well, who's going to save them? There's a family head, Lustlike level being here in Mago. Obviously, Yurik's there, but I'm saying, in terms of how they would be okay and what would happen, because obviously they don't know about Yurik's existence yet, the only person that can come and help them would be Ed. That's it. So, remember when we thought Yurik wasn't ranker level? Now we finna even be... I don't think Yurik's family head level. Let me put that out there. Let me put that out here. I don't think Yurik is family head level. I don't. I'm sorry, I don't. He has not faced anything above advanced ranker yet. So I can't give him that. I will say Lustlike. I think Lustlike. That's me. I think Lustlike. I'm going to die on that hill. I think he's at the very least, if he faced Lustlike the way he is now in the main story, it's there. It's there. Like, he's Lustlike. That's what I think right now. I'm sorry. The Yurik that we saw versus Lustlike, Master Shinsu, he knows about his ability to delete things. He doesn't know about that yet. The current Yurik, I understand his physical features are ridiculous. They are. However, he does not know that he can delete Shinsu yet. He does not know that he can delete people's abilities yet. So, if he doesn't know about that, I'm sorry. You're talking about the people who know about this shit and have mastered this shit. So, I don't think he can take them. Do I think that he can even out with them? Yes. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he would lose. If he fought Ed, I don't think he's gonna lose. I kind of said that in the video. What I actually meant to say and what I kind of did say was that it would be a bit of a stalemate where they'd fight, and it would stop at a point where I think Yuri could be like, okay, what's the point of this? Like, let me stop. Let me come back and fight you once I know more. Like, that's kind of what he did in the story. That's kind of what he did in the story. So, yeah. To your point, Kara, Lustlek is bottom family head level, in my opinion. Bottom family head level. Bottom. So, list them all, he's at the very bottom. So, that's, yeah. Yeah, while Lustlek is family head level, that's at the very bottom. At the very bottom. So, I guess that is family head level, whatever. At the bottom of the family heads. Let's just say that. Um, but why not? Why would Edwin not send some of their higher rankers instead of him coming him? Unless Arsenio Machini are his favorites. Well, I think Arsenio Machini are his favorites. I think that's, to me, that's pretty clear. Only because of their status. Like, we knew from the Coon family for a while now that it's all about status with them. It's all about who performs the best with them, and those are the kids that get the love and attention. So Machini is literally a princess. Arsenio literally becomes the spear god. So yeah, those two are important in his family. So I doubt he would let them die. So yeah. And then Mago's ability, I don't know if like Machini was able to like send a message out to him like, oh, there's a being here who can reverse whatever the fuck we want. Like, I need, like, if she was able to get that message out to them, and yeah, I'm there's no reason not to believe Machini, because Machini has always been a very calculated and smart character. So it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, if Rack says something along the lines that, yeah, I fought somebody who could make everything turn in reverse, everybody's gonna look at Rack like, Rack, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, it's Rack. Like, you're not gonna take him serious. Machini is high intellect character. You're gonna take that. I'm pretty sure Ed took that seriously. Like, okay, if there's something like that there, especially since they're aware of weird shit going on that floor already, it's like, okay, it's probably really some shit going on there, since we don't know what the hell's going on there anyway. So send Ed himself. I don't think high rankers would be enough in this case, and you don't want to risk losing any more people since you already just lost a guy. So it seems like the only two kids that he actually give a fuck about. I think so. I think they are. It's only because they're status. If you've proven otherwise, you got to promise to do something for us. You're a cult. If Mago just a weapon used by a family here, does that mean the agenda of Yorick being too much stronger than Zahard's nonsense? If Mago is just a weapon used by a family, does that mean that the agenda of Yorick being too much stronger than the heart is nonsense? No. No, I don't think. I think it's still plausible. I don't. First and foremost, I don't think that anybody in the tower is stronger than Yorick, and that's kind of been made plain in Tower God, like in the main series, that Yorick is the strongest man in the tower. I don't think, like, I absolutely take that with whole heart now. That is the complete truth. He is the strongest man in the tower. The closest person to him is obviously Zahard, who's still active. It's obviously Zahard. The rest of them, I don't know. Zahard, obviously being the king, but he has some shit with him. Some really shit where it seems like he's unable to die, or there's multiple of him. Whatever the shit is with him, whatever the mystery is that behind him, is what makes up for making him up there, if that makes sense. Because we don't know. I don't think anybody can take Yorick. I don't care what. No. Once he's mastered Shinsu, and he literally has the fist to be able to delete any rule that he wants, because as we know that most of the family heads have weapons and abilities that like can do shit, he has the fist to delete anything. I'm sorry, nobody can beat him. In a 1v1 fight, I don't think anybody can beat him. No, I don't care what they have. And we still don't even know what his hidden um luminous one ability is. So I don't think anybody can beat him. In the current universe, no. No. Yeah, you're tripping if he's already family head level. Then he should be far above them in the future. However, V at least 50% power wouldn't have been able to kill Trom. Well, that's where I disagree because that's where I disagree with you there. Only because it's the whole V Uric situation. I think that situation was made plain to be seen that Uric isn't exactly a perfect being. Like you being strong as shit does not mean that you can't make mistakes or that you can't peep certain shit. Like the V thing was like extremely unexpected. Like, that's not to say that people who are still strong can't cause problems, because they can. It's like, okay, what's a good example? A good example would be like Dragon Ball Z, if you're familiar, right? In the Tournament of Power, everybody's focus was on Jiren, because Jiren was so ridiculously strong. Everybody forgot about Topo, and then Topo brought out that god shit. And then everybody's like, oh, fuck, Topo. Like, worry about Topo. That's what I mean. Like, people can still be a problem even if they're not the top guy. So, my point is, V shooting Shinsu into, like, because nobody even know what the fuck happened with V. He shot some Shinsu into, like, a ball that disappeared, and it, like, exploded and ended up like killing Trom. Like the shit was like nobody expected that. Like I'm sorry, but if you've never seen certain shit, you're not gonna be able to react to it. And he did react to it where he was able to grab Trom after the fact, but Uric is not like he can be stopped. Like that's not to say he can be defeated, but he can be stopped. As Luslet proved, you can be stopped. Like, I can use a spell to trick you. Like, that doesn't make him all powerful. But what that does mean is, in a straight 1v1 fight, if nobody's running away, or if there's no reason to stop, as Luslik and Uric did, or in a situation where V's running away, if there's no reason to run away, if there's a 1v1 fight, I'm going to fight you. Nobody's doing anything with that man. Nobody's doing anything with that man. Like, it's not, no. So I do think he is far. Let me put this on a number structure, right? So you can get where I think, right? If Yurik's a 10, Zahard's an 8, and I'm almost 8.5, and that's because there are so many unknowns with Zahard. But if Yurik's a 10, 8. And then who's supposed to be the strongest after that? Arihan? Until I know about and we see more with him, Arihan 7. Everybody else, lower. 6, 5, 4, whatever you want to do it. But Yurik's a 10. Currently, Yurik's a 10. It's not even, it's a 10. So, Zahar, 8.5. Arihan, 7. Everybody else, 6, 5, 4, whatever you want to put it. That's my thought process for it. So, Shine did say that the Coon forces are coming tomorrow, so we finna have some battles or Mago reversing everybody get text. My problem with tomorrow is Tower God's timelines are terrible, especially when it comes to a day. Like, a day does not go by quickly. A day takes a long time in Tower God's, like, timeline. So what'll happen is, I think everything will happen where Uric and them go through the test and they fight, and Uric takes out Mago, and at the end of the fight with Mago, maybe even the Coon family even witnesses Uric's fight with Mago, and then it stops after that. I wouldn't say bottom family head level. At least he's more right hand man, love a family head. I mean, that's Sleepy. I'm not I'm not against that either. Like, if you're saying like current Yurik is Dumas level, I'm not against you. Or if he's Robodon level, I'm not against you. I think we tend to overestimate. Yurik has shown currently he has shown high ranker ability because it's Yurik and because he still has an unknown power with his luminous shit. People are putting him family hit. I get it. I get it. I do get why you're doing it. I'm just not about overscaling. That's all. Family hits are the cream of the crop. Yurik is gonna be the cream of the crop, but I think he's bottom cream of the crop right now. That's all, and that's because he has no idea what the fuck Shinsu is. Like, imagine going into a fight and not knowing what the fuck you're getting into. Like, you don't know about how abilities work. Like, it's like okay, if Yurik fought what the hell's um Gusting's wife's name or ex-wife. Um, why could I think of Annie's mom? I can't. I don't. I One of y'all, yes, I can't think of her name, but her fire shit, right? Her destruction fire shit, right? Imagine Yurik tried to get in the fight with her, and she uses the fire, and Yurik's like, oh, that's just fire, it's just fire, and he tries to punch the fucking fire or some weird shit without mastering Shinsu. He's gonna damn near almost die. He's gonna almost die, like, because it has almost the same properties as his shit has. Thank you, Blossom. He's gonna damn near die trying to fight that shit because that ability is just as broken as his shit is. He would die. He would damn near die trying to fight that, because he doesn't know what it is. He doesn't understand it. So that's extremely important. It's the same concept as like Tiara dying to fucking Enkidu. Nobody here, I don't think anybody here, okay? I don't think anybody here had thought for a second that Tiara would be killed by Enkidu. Nobody thought that. I don't think anybody thought that. That was a shock to most of the fandom. It was a shock because Enkidu has a broken ability put into him. That's the kind of shit you have to worry about. He has a broken ability placed in him that allows him to defeat people. It's not that he's necessarily strong. He literally has a delete button, and he can use it against people. So he used his delete button and killed Tiara. It's just like, that's the kind of shit you have to worry about. If certain conditions can be met against certain people, that's the kind of game that Tower God is. The kind of combat system it is. There are rules to certain shit. And if you don't understand the rules and you try to fight everybody, you're gonna lose. I know the spinoff is going to show. I know the spinoff is going to show us the deal with Yurik back tattoo and shirtless from also, forum also. And if you peeked it, this chapter is kind of showed Lou Cap with a little detail and the signs of. Apologize, I can't read sometimes. I absolutely agree with you. Lou's cap was finally detailed. Lou was actually detailed. You see, I made it in the thumbnail, right? Lou has never been detailed. I don't think there's been a chapter where Lou has had like fine art focus. This is the first time I could put Lou as a good focus. Yeah, I agree with you. Lou actually showed a lot of promise this chapter and some ability to fight. Impressive. I like that for him. Even though we know the man's probably not going to make it through this whole situation, but to come in the next 5 chapters. Yeah, but I think this second floor shit's going to end. What chapter are we on? 34? I think this second floor shit ends like chapter 40. I'm going to say 40. 40 to 42. I think this shit probably ends. Now, that's not to say what happens afterwards. I don't know what the fuck happens afterwards. I'm not sure if we're going to continue the climb of Yurik's story. If we're going to have another, we're going to have a montage. At the pacing that we're going, this is going to go another 50 chapters if we're going to climb all the way up to Yurik's story. So it would be absolutely silly for CU to give us all this detail of the second floor shit, because in my opinion we don't need all of it, but all this detail of the second floor shit, and then we go through a montage of him climbing floors, and then we end it. It would be silly, because half this stuff is not exciting. So I hope that, like, if we're gonna do this the way we're doing it, it's gonna be longer. So at the most right now 100 chapters. I don't. All right, let me put it this way. I would prefer season 4 over 100 chapters of Yurik's Descent. Let me put that out there. I would much prefer season 4 before 100 chapters of Yurik's Descent. I'm just saying, based on the pacing that we're going, it would be super weird for him to switch the pace from now. That's all. I'm not against it. It would just be a weird, like, design choice, or roadmap choice. Yeah, he's not omnipotent, but the fandom got to realize Yurik has not lost actual fights. All his opponents just run away on Hell Joe was unlucky. Yeah, I agree with you. That's usually how it goes with Yurik. He never loses a fight. That's why I said I think with Ed it'll be a stalemate. They'll clash. It'll be clash to the borderlines of losing. That's all. I think it'll be like, okay, it's in my best interest not to continue fighting. That doesn't have to be a loss, but it might be in my best interest to not fight you. That's all. And especially he might even consider talking to, like, it'll be one of those things where the princess, who is still unnamed, might tell Yurik, like, hey, you know that's family head of the Kun family, right? He's one of the people from outside. Excuse me. He's from the people from outside. Actually, what might happen is Yurik's gonna stop the fight and say, "Oh, you're one of the guys from outside. Let me talk to you." And then, and Edouard, he might even say, "Okay, if you let me have that woman's body, I'll tell you whatever you want to know, or as much as I can tell you about the tower and where I come from." I can kind of see that happening. That would be a good exchange, and I'm not against it. An exchange of really important, like, secret knowledge for Mago's body to melt it down into a spear. I think that's an even trade. I don't know what you guys think about that. I think that's an even trade. My theory was right about Edouard sparing Mago. Well, it's still yet to be determined, Daniel. But it's looking like it's gonna be that. It is looking like it's gonna be that. Yeah, true, but I wonder why Lustlike thought he could win, and now that we know there are weapons that don't use Shinsu, I wonder how those will affect him. In my opinion, I think Lustlike underestimates Yurik because of Yurik's mind. I'm not gonna lie to you. Prior to this story, I thought less of Yurik's intellect. Yurik has, to me, seemed like more of honest, brute, like, jockey type of guy before this. This series has opened up Yurik's intellect a lot for me. I think he's much more calculated and smarter than he gives off. And I think that's my thought process with Lustlike. I think Lustlike just underestimates him. Rankers that he is straight not easy to survive the battle with him, not even to win, coming from Prowl, Shinson, and Kilhelm. We already have the base for light power with Mago reversal, and Yurik is supposed to be the strongest shining one, so just imagine. Honestly, Yurik's delete ability might just be able to delete rules, to be honest. Like, that Shinsu power that, like, he can delete rules, it might just be that. It might just be that. That would be kind of, well, he mentioned something about capturing, so, okay, let me walk that. He did mention something about capturing. I'm not sure if that was in the official translations. If anybody's read the official translations where he, like, somewhat mentioned his, like, luminous one ability, is it like the same thing? If anyone's read that, The damn 20 chapters ago, people really said Yorick was the weakest shining one. A lot of things proven wrong with time. Well, to be fair, while I do still think he's stronger than a fully powered Mago, we do have to give Mago credit. Mago's not at full power. She's a planet, the planet eater thing. I don't have no opinions on that yet until I see more of her, because she's only showed the reversal ability, but she's not at full power yet. So, not now. Let's say Edouard does show up. You think Mago's ability will pose any problem for him? Well, let me put it out there. I don't think that Mago's going to be alive when Edouard does pull up. I don't think she's going to be alive. But do I think it's going to be a problem for him? Edouard seems like the type of person who could hate himself in a way. So let me put it like this. Mago's ability is to reverse desire, right? Edouard is a lecturous, while smart, because we know what his data floor version is like, disciplined guy when it comes to fighting. But his younger version was very like lecturous, right? I could see him legitimately saying to himself, I hate myself and I can hurt myself. Like I don't like he would be twisted enough to convince himself and like the ability that he hates himself enough to hurt himself. So Mago's ability works in the reverse, right? All it would have to be is that he legitimately has to try to hurt himself. Like, so he throws his spear, right? I'm going to throw my spear at myself. Now, the problem is if Mago's ability is something that has to be activated or if it's constantly active. That's the issue here. Because from what we've seen, she activates it. If she activates it, then now fighting somebody like Edouard, she could be on immediate alarm, and it could even be a bait type of thing. Like I think Ed is one of like the smartest fighters. Like I truly think that just from his data floor version. So I can see him doing like a feint, right? He throws a couple electric spears at her. She uses reversal. He uses one that's deadly. Like it's gonna be meant to really hurt, but he's gonna try to hurt himself in a way. I know this sounds confusing, but that one's the one that can get through. Like it's really about strategy and it's really mindset. Like it's all about what you think. So and your intent. So I think he could like reverse the ability. If there's somebody who I think could do it, it is a family head. But Edge, I think, is like just based on his character, what we know about him. I think he's somebody who could fight against it. That's it. That's all I got. I mean, just based on what we know about him, I don't think he would have a problem with it. I think most people would, but giving his tenure, how long he's been fighting, I think he could. So, like how slow is it now? I don't think we would see future Yorick. 2 year on spinoff is too crazy. Already losing their minds. 2 years on spinoff would be insane, bro. But I think that's where we're headed. I don't think Tower God season 4 is coming back till next year. It's unfortunate, but I don't think it's coming back to next year. I'm going to say next spring. Spring 2026. When GTA 6 comes out, Tower God Season 4 will be coming out. That's my thought process right now. I don't want to waste 40 chapters on the third floor. I'd rather see first four into the future. I agree with you. I was talking about number one Glazer left leg, but they can also apply to Uric too when talking about left hand for the family hits. Gotcha. Okay. CU has to retcon the 50-year thing since it has not been mentioned in the main series. He does, and that's undoubted. And that's what I'm talking about with the timelines. Like it absolutely has to be time. Like 50. Well, it just doesn't sound right. Like, okay, the problem with the 50-year thing is we don't know what the downtime is, right? Some people have linked like Uric's climb and then bomb enters not too long after that. That's my problem with looking at the Machete now. Like the Machete now in 50 years turns like Machete now looks like she's 19. The Machete in the current story looks like she's 35. Like, so again, we know how time flows in the story. How the hell does 50 years age her to 30? Like, I don't, like, it doesn't make sense, especially if she's been around for hundreds of years. Like, that's my problem with the thing. Like with Arsenio and current Machete look much older than they are currently, and it can't be 50. It can't be the 50 years thing, or you're going to have to walk back the downtime between that. So the downtime between Uric climb the tower and everything that happens after that. It can't be Uric climb the tower 50 years, and then like what is it like in another 50 years bomb enters. It can't be that. It can't be that. It has to be like another 500 to 1,000 years bomb enters. It has to be something like that for that to make sense. That would be hilarious, to be fair. What do you think about the meaning of Mago as cosmic level threat? What's that even? See, I've been avoiding this question. I've been avoiding it because I don't do well with the planetary shit, the planetary leveling of shit, the scaling of that high, because it becomes like really insane at that point. He called Mago a planet eater, like a world eater. In what context? Like are we talking Thanos like subjugating planets? And then to what end? Like, why are you subjugating planets though? Like, you're a luminous one. From what we are to understand from the narration of the beginning of the story, the luminous ones are supposed to be the good guys. They're supposed to be the good guys. Now, granted, there's arrogance in them, and the reason why Phantom Mania was created was to get rid of their arrogance and their problems. So maybe it's like, okay, we've seen Mago's attitude, right? If you don't think Mago's beautiful and you don't worship her, Mago eats your planet. She destroys your planet. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Now, I can see that amount of arrogance in a god because that falls in lines with like Greek gods. Like that's how Greek gods act in like Greek stories. They have that arrogance where like they get mad over little petty shit. Like, oh, this village doesn't have a statue of me. I'm going to delete all the fish in the area so y'all can't eat. Like they do shit like that. Like, I'm going to what did Zeus do? Like, didn't Zeus like sleep with like the king's wife because like they didn't worship him or something like that? Well, Zeus was a hoe, but gods are petty beings. So Mago being like that, I could kind of see that, where like she, but that doesn't necessarily like I don't know if that I don't know how to power scale something like that. You understand what I'm saying? It's hard to power scale something like that. Because if you're a god and everybody else is not, of course you're deleting planets. Of course you're deleting planets. Like, you're a god. You're a god. You create life. Of course you're deleting planets. So I need more context with stuff like that because I need to know if it's Thanos level shit. Like, cause can Thanos subjugate a planet? Yes, but Thanos can also be defeated by multiple like superheroes with broken abilities. Like, so what's the context? I need more than just, oh, she's a planet eater. Oh, okay. The current version of Mago that we seen, she has a broken ability, but I ain't seen no extra hard punches or I ain't see her lift the goddamn island like Asa did. Not to say that she's stronger than Asa, but I didn't see her lift the planet yet. Like, and she's supposed to be underpowered right now. I need more. That's all. All Mago has shown right now is an ability that absolutely is cheating. That's it. Most regular people cannot beat that ability. Nobody could beat that ability because nobody can hide their desires and have it be true. Like, it's just like being me. Like, oh, for me to defeat Mago, I want to be rich, and she knows I want to be rich. But then I would have to accept that I'm okay with being broke, which is impossible for me to do. I don't want to be broke. But then I have to convince her in real time and myself that I want to be broke. That's impossible. I can't do that. It's literally impossible. I can't do that. So how do you defeat something like that? I think it's a mindset thing, and I think only people of that level and battle experience can do that. That's why I think like Ed could possibly deal with it, or some type of nullification, an ability that deletes abilities, i.e., Yurik. Maybe this is where Yurik discovers his ability to delete people's shit. Oh, she was reversal. Let me punch that shit. Deleted it. This could be where it starts. I do want Yurik to talk to Family Head. I wanted to figure out if their outside world's the same as and I think he will. I think it would be really silly for Yurik not to take this opportunity to talk to Ed. Like, you're not going to get it. This is a rare opportunity. We know this. Family Heads they don't pop up. They don't show themselves for thousands and tens of thousands of years to people, okay? There are people in their own family who have not seen their family heads in thousands of years. Ed is pulling up. It's a rare chance. While Yurik doesn't understand that, we understand that. He's going to talk to Ed about some shit. It's like Diamond from Boruto. We have yet to see the weakness of the reversal ability. I don't read Boruto, but if it's similar, then yeah. Honestly, assuming Yurik wasn't just joking, that makes sense with a different world thing. But if the tower is linked to different planets, then we could see some wild characters later on with all sorts of abilities. See, I would agree with you, but there are not a lot of irregulars. There aren't. So I don't. There's not enough to say yet, Loki. Like, there would be a difference if there's a lot of irregulars around. And granted, we still don't know about like hidden irregulars and more people that came in with the family heads and stuff. But there isn't enough evidence for me to agree with you there fully. From my understanding, Mago would reverse the time of the Earth till it's zero on some Marvel shit, just had no necessary physical prowess. That's cheating. that's cheating. But yeah, pretty much. I mean, if that's what makes her a planet eater, all you have to do is find something to nullify that, which would be Yurik's delete ability. I never got the impression that they were supposed to be the good guys. How do you get there from the beginning? I got that this order incarnate. So I got that from Yurik. Yurik, since the beginning of the story, has been this contrast against darkness. There's light against darkness, okay? While the luminous ones are flawed individuals, light in most stories, and in this instance, using Garrick as an example, light is good. Darkness is evil. As kind of understood from Phantominium, and on the outside world, Phantominium took over where he wasn't supposed to. He took over. The outside sounds like it's bad from what you're saying. Now, that's not to say that it's all Phantominium's fault, but it doesn't sound like Phantominium has helped anything either. So, while the luminous ones aren't necessarily good people, they're I've got the understanding that light is supposed to be the goodness, just based on Yurick. So, that's where I got that from. They don't have to be good people to be good. That's it. As I said, and it's the same in like, and if you look at any type of mythology with gods, gods are extremely the most pettiest beings ever. They are petty. They are petty against each other. They sleep with each other. They kill each other's kids. Like, excuse me, YouTube, I'm sorry for that, but that's what like mythology really is like. So when we talk about the luminous ones and why they were beefing and causing problems and stuff, it's whether if somebody disrespected them or they're beefing with other luminous ones. I think it's that type of situation with them because it fits with the narrative of gods. That's what gods do. In most mythology stories, they beef with each other. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand you can be strong as hell and get beat by hacks. Professor X isn't throwing hands with anyone, but he can make people more powerful than himself due to Macabre. Exactly. It's about abilities. You don't have to be strong physically if you have a cheating ability. Or even if you have something sneaky. Like there are plenty of examples where the strongest person gets caught off guard by something they didn't expect by somebody weak. A good example would be One Piece. While Luffy did end up beating the shit out of Usopp, let's not pretend like Luffy wasn't getting pounded by eggs and shit and slipping and falling and getting like he was getting fucked up. Like you can hinder a strong person. You can absolutely hinder a strong person, but what your ability is. That doesn't make you perfect. Like that's actually a perfect example. Luffy at that point was god tiers above Usopp, but Usopp did manage to irritate him and fuck him up a little bit. If he had more in the tank and more damage ability at that point, he could have fucked Luffy up, Loki. But he did pretty good for somebody who fights with a goddamn slingshot. When Luffy was one punching people, no. But yeah, what else happened? Let's talk about this test. So this test, I don't know what to put about this test. This test sounds like it's gonna be the test takers against the regulars. Am I the only one who gets that vibe that that's what it's gonna be? I'm imagining it's gonna be something like a capture the flag type shit. I don't know why, but I'm trying to think of something that's fair for all the regulars that exist, where they can beat the test takers. I'm thinking maybe it's a capture the flag. Maybe they have to defeat. Maybe if they defeat one of the test takers, they pass. Maybe if they land a hit on one of the test takers, they pass. I don't know. My whole problem with this is... That's my problem with this. The admin. Why would you introduce us? Why would you introduce us to you? To the admin of the floor. When you wanted to do Uric versus Danzin. Why would you do that? That shows that the floor guardian has a say on what is happening on the floor. On the test. He has a say. You had to get an approval for Yurick to fight a ranker. It had to be approved. So how the fuck is there a test being conducted? First of all, the crown game is still a problem for me. I don't understand how the floor guardian accepts a test for regulars to get a crown off a high ranker, advanced ranker level animal. That makes no sense to me. How does the floor guardian approve that? You introduced the floor guardian to us. The queen was established to be advanced to high ranker level animal or being. And it was even said, they were even saying, oh my god, the queen's going to kill everybody. It's the queen, it's going to kill everybody. It takes multiple rankers to do it. How the fuck does it make sense that the floor guardian approves that as the test? As the crown game? How does that make sense? Does nobody else see a problem with that? Like, it would be one thing if the floor guardian came around at a different point. The floor guardian was there for the crown game. It was there for that. It came to accept Yurick's fight with Danzin, and then it left. So you were there for the crown game. You accepted this being ranker or high ranker level fighting against these regulars to get the crown. I don't understand that. That makes no sense to me. That does not track. And I don't see how nobody sees a problem with that. That's a massive contradiction. Nobody can... The regulars were not meant to pass that test. It is told to us by Rahab that they were not meant to pass the test. They were all going to die trying to get the crown from the queen. That was literally Rahab's idea. And the floor guardian said, have at it, bro. Have at it. Like, unless he lied and said nobody's gonna die, but that's stupid. That's stupid. That's so stupid. That's such a cop. That's stupid. That's stupid. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't know, man. Yeah, it didn't make sense to me, Loki. I don't get it. The potential test wasn't even fair, so just imagine the final test. I'm imagining maybe they gotta land a hit on one of the test takers or something. I don't know, man. It's gonna be something stupid. The crown game left a bad taste in my mouth, and I'm not excited for whatever this is about to be, because it's about to be the Yurick show. Which it is the Yurick show, but it's about to be the Yurick show. Like, to be fair, Yurick himself is a luminous one who was raised and taught by a cult of the worshippers, the luminous ones. I feel like there's a lot of bias in his statement. Also, you missed one of my messages. Did I? You mind retyping it? I'm not sure which one I missed. I think Mago messing with the timeline already hindered the admin intervention, hence why the tower had to create an antibody. My problem with that is, Emong, the test was already approved at that point. So, like, the crown game had to be made and accepted by the floor guardian ahead of time. That's before even approving Yurick's fight with Danzin. So you're telling me that the Rahab went to the floor guardian and said, "Hey, I'm going to play a crown game where I put the crown on the queen's head, and the queen is a ranker to advance to high. Well, the queen stomped Lapis, so a high ranker to advanced ranker level being." And the regulars, The regulars, not an A rank, not a B rank, not even a C rank. Unranked regulars have to get the crown from its head. Huh? That confuses me. That confuses me. That confuses me. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand that. The queen should have been stronger too. I get what she was up against, but they hyped her up. They made her look weak. Yeah, the way she went out was kind of whack. It was kind of whack. I agree with you. Even though she did stomp Lapis out. Like, she stomped Lapis out. She literally stomped him out. And he's advanced ranker level. And he got stomped out. But the regulars had to fight that to get the crown. Yeah, I don't like that. So I don't know what this test is, but it's going to be some bullshit that the Guardian shouldn't have approved. I hope there's an explanation for this. I hope there's an explanation for this. If the Guardian was lying, then the Guardian should intervene and stop everything that's going on. So I hope there's an explanation. Oh no. But any more questions, guys? I was only going to stay on for an hour today. So anything else before I hop off? I gotta go read Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, the newest chapter, and I gotta get my review out with that. And I didn't review last week's chapter, so it's gonna be a 2-part. So I gotta make sure I do that. Gonna start on that today. Imagine all the floors are this long. I hope it's not. I really hope it's not. This ends up being a if it's a 300 chapter event, then there will be no more Tower of God fandom. To be real with you, Loki, if this goes on 300 chapters, if this even goes on 100 chapters, you're going to kill your fandom again. You killed your fandom when we went on hiatus. And season 3 wasn't that good at that point, but you killed your fandom. If you take season 4 off after leaving it off on such a high note, and you take 2 years to start season 4, you're going to lose a lot of fandom again. Because this currently is not good enough to sustain your real fandom. Not right now, it's not. And in knowing CU's writing style, it's up and down, it fluctuates. So I haven't read Orb yet, so I can't wait to read it. But yeah. Alright, gang. I'm gonna get up off here. I appreciate y'all. Sorry I haven't streamed in a while, but as long as these chapters are interesting and pretty good, I'm gonna hop on stream. So this was one of the best ones in a while. So I was glad to talk about it. But yeah, let me go do that Aura stuff. I will see you guys in the Discord if you're in there.